appreciation you guys gave me, and I'm really honored you guys all came here and trying to listen to me. So, so first question, I mean, everyone asks me why you climb Mount Everest. It's in my country. Why not? That's what I used to say, but I mean, that's not why I climb Mount Everest. It's been a long journey for me. Been here in the US for 22 years as a Nepalese, and a lot of people ask me, where are you from? I'm from Nepal. Have you seen Mount Everest? No. So a lot of people, a lot of Nepalese never see, I mean, Mount Everest from near. I mean, we only see Mount Everest in picture. So I feel bad. I mean, I feel really bad on those Everest. So when I came back, and I proudly say, yeah, I saw Mount Everest. So now the second question was, have you climbed Mount Everest? They think of Mount Everest is in our backyard, and it's a bunny hill. I mean, it's not. And a lot of people think we are Sherpa. And I mean, most of the Nepalese are Sherpa. They think we are Sherpa, and we climb Mount Everest, I mean, day and night. I mean, it's in our backyard, and we go and pee there or something like that. It's not. So sometimes I hear that, I mean, oh, you haven't climbed Mount Everest, and your country is so small, and Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. So it looks like, I mean, the whole mountain lies in your country. So you never climb the Mount Everest. So are you Nepalese? So that hurts me. I mean, they ask me, I mean, they question me, I'm Nepalese or not. So it all related to those questions. I mean, I felt, I mean, why not? I mean, should I climb, or I mean, I should climb Mount Everest one day. So the journey started from 2010. I was in Wyoming that time, and I used to come here to climb 14 year. And I have my friend here, Michael Grundy. He's my partner all the time to climb a lot of 14 year. I mean, most of the 14 year. So he was with me all my journey. I mean, to climb all the 14 year here. We climbed so many 14 year together, maybe more than 100 times, 150 times. And I moved to Denver 6 years back to solidify my project, or I mean my dream to climb Mount Everest. So ever since I moved to Colorado, you guys have seen in my Facebook, or whoever follow me, have climbed every weekend whenever I can, or in the weekdays whenever I can. In Boulder, in Green Mountains. I mean, that's my playground all the time. I go there every weekend, or in the morning before work, and climb that mountain and get down and go to work like that. So journey started 2010. I thought, I mean, I will try at least. I mean, let me climb let me climb wherever I can. I was not sure that, I mean, I will climb all the way up to the summit. I thought I will go maybe Camp 1 or Camp 2, or ever high as I can. I mean, I'll try to go as high as I can. So that's what I was thinking that time. So I worked really hard, and 3 years back, I came to know one Sherpa, who is the leader of one expedition group. So he said, I mean, okay, if you want to climb Mount Everest, you have to do this. I mean, you have to climb at least, I mean, continuously 3 days. Go to the mountain, try to climb, I mean, continuous 3 days if you can, something like that. He gave me the routine. So I followed that routine, and he told me, let's try to climb around 20,000 feet mountain in the Himalaya. I mean, you have, I mean. Train here, but I mean, I would like to see you in the Himalayas, so that I will be, I mean, a little bit convinced that you can, I mean, you can climb the Mount Everest. So I went last year with him to climb Island Peak, which is 20,300 feet. So I spent almost like 20 days with him, with the expedition group. That time they had 17 expedition members to climb the Mount Everest. I was one of them to train some of the techniques and how to climb, how to climb on the ice, and how to walk on the fixed rope, and how to walk on the ladder, all those things. So I went with him last year to climb Island Peak. So we climbed Island Peak and slept around 20,000 feet. I think 2 nights. So I was completely fine that time. So he told me that I think you are good. I mean, if you can sleep 2 nights on the 20,000 feet and you are still okay. So I think you can try, but you have to you have to work really hard for like 11 months. To come back and try the expedition. So I came back last year, and ever since I climb every weekend, and whenever I can, in the weekdays too, I used to climb. So I track all those training for 11 months, and I found that I had climbed like 183,000 vertical feet. So that equates maybe 14 years. So I climb a lot. Every weekend, every day. Whenever I can. I used to run like 3 to 4 days in a week at my lunch hour at work. Go to gym for core strength and little bit weight training, and so I used to train like 5 to 6 days for 11 months. So that's a lot. Sometimes I thought should I go or not? It's really hard to train. It's really hard to be on the routine every week. And at some point, like 3 to 4 months before I left to Nepal, I felt, when I climb, like 3,000 vertical feet or 4,000 vertical feet, my body was like that. Am I hiking, or is that a hill or something like that, or I'm walking on the park? What I mean that my body was so used to on those hills that even 3,000 feet vertical on the snow is nothing for me. I can climb whole day. One day I tested myself to hike I think 35 miles on the Colorado Trail with 5,200 vertical gain in 10 hours. I was surprised. I was completely fine, and second day I came to work. So my body was so used to with hikes and all those 14 years. Sometime I climbed like 14 years, and I used to meet some of the friends in some of the mountains, and they think oh, you just climbed 14 years and you are now on the 5th 14 year. So are you okay? So I was completely fine. I was running. My body was so used to, and that led to the Mount Everest that when I climbed, I never got tired. I always am fresh, and on the summit post, even on the summit post, if you see the track record for all the people who died on the Mount Everest, they all died when descending from the summit. Once they summit, and then when they are descending, most of the people died because they died because of the tiredness, or I have to come back. So I knew that. So on the summit day, so I was thinking the same thing. On the summit, am I ready to go down? Because so most of the people die when they are going down. So I was so scared, but I was completely fine. I was not tired. Physically you are tired, but mentally you are not. So from Camp 4, I was tired on the Camp 4, and I was thinking, can I go all the way up to the summit? I'm tired. But you pushed by mental. You are not hiking by your foot, by your body. You are hiking with your mental. I have to go there. I have to hike. I will not. I will not go back without even just trying. I will try till I will get tired, and I will have enough energy to get down. So, so journey started, I mean, on April 2nd, yeah, April 2nd. I flew from here to Kathmandu, and we flew to Ramechhap, and from Ramechhap to Lukla on 7th, April 7th, and journey started to EVC. It took like 8 to 9 days to get to the base camp, and so you reside on the base camp for whole of your journey. So you're gonna stay there like a month at least, or a little bit more, little bit over the month to acclimatize your body. So you have to have the some rotation to go higher camps and come down, and so we one of the rotation was to hike the Lobuche Peak, which is 20,000 feet. So when we hiked Lobuche Peak, I thought, man, this is not easy. It's hard. So if it is hard, then how much harder is the Everest summit? So I was a little bit worried. So we came back from the first. That was our first rotation, and the second rotation was going through the Khumbu ice fall. So I always dream of going through the ice fall, and heard a lot of horrible story about the Khumbu ice fall. A lot of people die there. Either they are falling from the falling on the crevasse, or falling the big ice on them, or something like that, or avalanche coming while they are going through the ice fall. So I was a little bit worried on the Khumbu ice fall. So the first rotation was we need to go from base camp to camp 1 and sleep 1 day on the camp 1 and come back. So that went well. So, and the second rotation was we have to go and toss the camp 3. So that was a little bit harder, because so camp 3 is in the Lhotse face, which is like almost like 60 to 65 degree vertical, and the wall was made up with the blue ice, because it's so vertical, and it's a windy place, and you are not supposed to hang out there longer. So we tossed the camp 3 and came back. So first time ever, ever in my life, it's sort of the ice climbing there. Because it's a blue ice, and you have to use your crampon to hit on the ice wall, and sometimes it goes straight to the ice, sometimes it doesn't, and you just slide down, and it's scary. But you're gonna be on the fixed rope all the time. And even it's so vertical that if you look down, it's so scary. If you fall, then you're gonna fall down right down, almost like 20 feet or something like that. So I was so scared on the Khumbu ice fall first time, and my determination was so strong. I think I think that time that I have to do this. I have to go up. And finally, I tossed the camp 3, came back to came back to EBC, and that time I was little bit. I had little bit cough, which is called the Khumbu cough. It's not the regular cough here that will be treated by any sort of medicine or antibiotic. So you have to. So that cough is due to the cold air you're gonna breathe all the time with your throat, with your mouth. So the one thing I learned there was, my Sherpa used to tell me, sir, you have to breathe with the nose. Don't breathe with your mouth. You have to breathe your nose, because if you keep breathing with your mouth, you're gonna hurt your throat, and you're gonna have the cough. So I didn't know that. I learned those things there. You have to breathe. Even if you hike here, breathe with your nose. It's better. And it's a natural. So I learned that part there, to breathe with your nose, not from your mouth. Even it's harder, but you learn along the way. So I had a Khumbu cough. It was it was not that bad, but it was bad. When you hike up, the Khumbu cough, try to block you. Try to knock you out or something like that. You cannot walk properly. So the only way to treat the Khumbu cough is to get down to the warmer place. So that's why I took the heli to get down to Namche, and Namche is around like 12,000 feet, and we were residing in 17,500 feet. So we get down almost like 5,000 or almost 6,000 cough, and after 4 nights, I was good. I mean, I ate a lot of food and good food, and the Kumbu cough went away, and we flew back again. And we flew back on, I think on the 12th, May 12th, and so we are just waiting for the summit push, because we did our 3 rotation and we are waiting for our summit push. And when the weather was not good for the first window. So the first window should be around 14, 15 and 16. No, 13, 14 and 15. But the 16 was not good, which is our summit day. So we were waiting for the weather on the 12th, and in the 13th morning, we found that 16 is also good. So there is no wind on the 16th. So our Sherpa said, so now 13, 14 and 15 is good, and 16 also good. So 4 days is straight, I mean, good window. So the only problem was, I mean, our tents was not set up on the Camp 3 and Camp 4. So to push the summit, our tents should be on the Camp 3 and Camp 4. So when we reach on the Camp 3, we should have the tents, right? So we didn't have the tent on the Camp 3 and not even Camp 4. So that was the problem. And so our Sherpa said, I mean, we have to take a risk. Either we're gonna take this window, or we have to wait for the other window, which is after 22nd. So on this year, so we had almost like 900 clients and 900 summiters, including Sherpa. 900 people gonna summit on this year. So we knew that, I mean, it's gonna be crowded, like I mean 2014 or something like that. So we knew that, I mean, if we miss this window, we're gonna be on the crowd. And we knew that, I mean, on the 13, 14 and 15, not many people are setting up the camp on Camp 3. So we knew, I mean, couple groups already have the tents on the Camp 3, but not ours. So our Sherpa said, I mean, we have to take a chance. I mean, we're gonna go up first, and you guys follow us, but you will not have the personal Sherpa from Camp 3. From EDC up to the Camp 3. So we knew that, I mean, we already been to Camp 3, so we knew the way, and we will have just 2 Sherpa, 1 Sherpa in the front and 1 Sherpa in the back, and we are 6 clients in between. So we will not have the personal Sherpa, but we took that risk, and because we knew, I mean, how it looks like up to Camp 3. And we don't want to be on the traffic jam on the mountain. So we took that risk, not being without personal Sherpa up to Camp 3. We were good. I mean, up to Camp 3, and when we reached on Camp 3, we already have our tents. Sherpa already set up the tents and everything. And so in the morning, on the next morning, so the Sherpa were with us, but I mean they are a little bit, I mean, ahead of us. I mean, because they need to set up the camp 4. So they were, I mean, with us almost till the yellow band, and from the yellow band they took off and they went to the Camp 4 and set up a camp. And once we reached to the Camp 4, we already have the camp. Still, I mean, all the tents were not set up when we reached the Camp 4. And all of you know that, I mean, Camp 4 is the death zone, where, I mean, human body doesn't survive for longer without oxygen. So we were on the Camp 4. It was windy, and Camp 4 is usually windy because on the left side it's Mount Everest, and on the right side it's a Geneva Spur, a little bit bump on the right side, and it looks like the tunnel. So usually, I mean, it's get windy. And when we reached the Camp 4, we had like a couple tents, and our Sherpa were making the tents there. So we reached Camp 4 around I think 11:30 or 12, and we were in the tent after 12:30 or something, and we try to eat something, but you don't want to eat anything because it is so high that, I mean, you don't even want to drink or something like that. So we try to eat something there, but I mean, we can't. And we try to sleep the whole day because we have to push in the evening. So we try to sleep, but you cannot sleep, and then you try to take a rest, pretending to take a rest or something like that, and our plan was to push summit around 9 p.m. that night, but we saw a lot of people are already, marching on the triangular face or towards the balcony that night around 6:30, and our Sherpa said, "Oh, they are already marching out, so we have to move. So let's try to try to leave around 8." And we tried to prepare everything, and by the time we were ready, we left the camp around 8:30. And that's why I think we were tracking me, so we were pushing so hard so that we can pass all those people, so that we will not be we don't have to be on the line on the balcony. So we push really hard before the balcony, and that's why you guys are seeing. I was moving so fast on the first. Before the first. Hour before the balcony. So, and one more thing I would like to add here was I thought from Camp 4 to the summit is around like 1.1 mile or something like that. So if you think just 1 mile from Camp 4 to summit, it's not that far, right? It looks like it's near. That's what I was thinking. But the point is, it's more than 3,000 vertical feet in 1 mile. Whoever climbed here, think about it. 1 mile, 3,000 vertical feet. It's steep, and every step was harder. It's not like you can walk like this. You cannot walk like that there, because it's above the 26,000 feet, and it's above the death zone, and it's so vertical. I think 65 to 70% vertical some of the places, and every step was harder. You have the oxygen mask, and you have the bulky, your down suit, and you have the hats and all those things, and you feel like you are trying to go space or something like that. You are with the space suit or something like that. It's so bulky. You doesn't feel that you have your body inside that bulky suit, something like that. So it's so hard that I try to mimic a couple of steps. What I went through on that. It's an every step, because the oxygen is so low. Maybe around 30% or something like that. So that means if you here I cannot even feel I'm breathing. There you can feel every breath like that. So if I take one step, so I will before taking the other step, I will breathe like. So that's my just 2 steps. Think about. I did that whole. 1 mile. You have to breathe like 3 or 4, even 5. Sometimes breathe. To make sure. You have enough energy to take the second steps. Like I said, from Camp 4, your body doesn't want to move. Your mind said, stay here, don't go. You need to take a rest. But you have to push mentally. You have to go. Otherwise, you're gonna be on the bad day or bad weather or something like that. So you have to move. You have to go. You have to be on the summit in the morning and come down before 10:30 or something like that. So you are pushing by your mental, not your body. It's like that. You cannot. So for me, 1 mile, 3,000 vertical. If it is here, I can go. I can go maybe in an hour or hour and a half. There, it's not like that. Your body doesn't move. You cannot move. You cannot just. You cannot take 2 steps at a time. If you try to take 2 steps at a time, you're gonna be out of breath. You think that I'm gonna die because you don't have enough oxygen in your lungs or something like that. You cannot breathe properly. I tried a couple times. You are out of breath and you think that you're gonna die right now. something like that. And I said to myself that don't do that. I mean, try to take a couple steps. I mean, one step at a time. One step at a time. Just you have to tell by yourself. I mean, tell your mind that just take one step at a time. Don't move two steps. But I mean, still, I mean, we are moving faster than other people. Think about other people. I mean, if I'm moving faster than other people, think about other people how they are struggling. I mean, they might be, I don't know, I mean, they might be taking four breaths at a time or something like that, versus I'm taking 3 breaths or something like that. So that's the difference. So other thing was, I mean, so I thought, I mean, Mount Everest, I mean, is the mountain. I mean, it's not, I know it's the tallest mountain, but I thought, I mean, I was trying to compare one of the mountain here. I can see the mountains, I can see the top or something like that, but on the Everest, when you move, it's so huge. Maybe I mean I'm taking each and every step at a time, and every step I have to take like 3 breaths or 4 breaths. So that counts. Maybe that's why I was thinking. I mean, I see some of the stars. I mean, signing on the top, and I asked my Sherpa, what is those? Are those, I mean, stars or something like that? And he said, no, those are the other hikers. I mean, what? It seems so. I mean, far. I mean, maybe I mean mentally you are tired or something like that, and you are thinking, why? I mean, the balcony is not coming. Why summit is not coming? Or why everything is so far? Something like that. Maybe because of that. But everything seems so far. I mean. Even balcony is not even quarter mile or something, but it seems like it's like 10 miles or something. So I was on the balcony around like 12:30 a.m. on the night, and I knew that I mean I'm not gonna be summit till 6:37. And I was thinking, I mean, I still have like 5-6 hours to go, and I already have like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, I'm just in the balcony. I don't know how high is the Everest. I mean, I was so, I mean, nervous. I mean, and from the balcony, from the balcony is all the ridge. I mean, it's not. I mean, the trail is not wide enough. I mean, for a couple people to pass through. I mean, if one people can go, and then if someone is coming from down to, I mean, from top to down, you have to wait and make sure. I mean, he gonna pass, and make sure he has. I mean, his harness is intact or something like that. So it's so hard. I mean, on the ridge. Around like 12:30, and temperature was around like minus 30 to minus 40 degree Fahrenheit. It's so cold, and even with the suit I can feel that I mean the wind is blowing. I can feel it's cold, and one point my right hand I took off my glove, and I had a liner that time, and I took off like maybe a minute to have a snack and water. And then when I was walking on the trail on the ridge, my 2 fingers were so cold that I mean I thought it's gonna what do you call
frostbite.
Frostbite. I thought it's gonna frostbite. So I asked my Sherpa that I mean my 2 fingers are so cold, it's gonna frostbite or something like that. I cannot feel anything. Can I switch my gloves? And he said, I mean I cannot do anything here because it's on the ridge and it's blowing snow. It was windy. And he said, I mean, can you wait for 10 minutes? So I said, I mean, I don't have a choice. I don't have any choice, so I have to wait. So each and every minute was so long for me because it was so cold that I mean, I thought I'm gonna lose 2 fingers. I mean, and I was thinking how I'm gonna type. I mean, when I go back to work. I mean, if I lose my 2 fingers. So I was so worried. I mean. And I asked him, I mean, in 5 minutes, I mean, I'm losing, looks like I'm losing my fingers. I mean, can I switch my gloves? He said, I mean, I cannot do anything here, sir, because it's in the ridge, it's blowing snow. Let's wait for 5 minutes and I will find some place and I'll try to give you another glove. So 7 minutes went by, 8 minutes went by, looks like it's 80 minutes or something like that. And 10 minutes never came for me. And I told him that I cannot walk. I mean, it's so freaking cold. I mean, let's do something. I mean, I cannot walk because it looks like I'm losing my finger. So he put something, an anchor on the ridge, and it was so the ridge was, I mean, this has this sugary snow. I mean, so if you place your foot, sometimes it goes to Tibet side, sometimes it goes to Nepal side. It's so freaking, I mean, scary, and it's dark night. I mean, with just headlamp there. So he put the anchor somewhere. He put the anchor somewhere, and he bound me, and then he reached out to my backpack, took my another globe, and after 30 seconds of changing the globe, I feel so warm. Thank God that globe was good, and the globe was still there laying on the table. So after 30 seconds, I was good, and everything was warm, and I feel now I'm survived. My two fingers are, I mean, it looks like intact there. So after that, I mean, from balcony to South Summit. So it's what never-ending, I mean, journey. It looks like maybe it's a quarter mile or something vertical, and I never thought, I mean, I have to climb, I mean, rock, and I have to climb, I mean, some of the vertical, I mean, ice there, and I never thought of that because when I read. And from the balcony to South Summit, it's gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be straight up and little bit snow or something like that. But I never thought, I mean, it will have, I mean, vertical ice climb and rock climb and all those, or something like that. And finally, it was 4 a.m. I can see, I mean, little bit lights on the horizon, little bit red, I mean, red lights come on the horizon. And oh, now I mean it's 4 a.m. Now still I have to go like at least 2 to 3 hours. So after 1.5 hours, I was nearby the South Summit, and I was on the South Summit around 6 a.m. So by that time, I mean, you can see, I mean, the lights looks like coming to the horizon, and so from the South Summit, you have to get down, and then when you have to go up to the Hillary Step and all those. So there is a one, I mean. Funny things there. I mean, a funny thing happened on the when I descended to from the South Summit to down. I wanted to go bathroom, and the bathroom was not the small one. I had to go longer bathroom, and I asked my Sherpa, I need to go longer bathroom. What should I do? He was saying, man, what you talking about? You shouldn't do anything here. You're gonna freeze. I mean, you're gonna freeze your parts. I mean, what you talking about? But I have to go. I mean, I have to go means I have to go, right? I mean, so I did something there. And it was so cold. I spent maybe like a couple minutes. I tried to do faster. I waited first. I waited, and when it comes, and I took it out, and so quick that, I mean, maybe 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes max, and it was so cold, and I couldn't even zip off, I mean, zip on or something like that. And I asked myself, now you are saying, you are trying to make me do that too? Okay. So finally, I mean, finally I finished that my daily things. In the morning. So I mean, after descending from the South Summit to Summit, the famous Hillary Step was not there. The famous rock was not there. So it's quite easy to maneuver now. I mean, it's all snow. From there to Summit was around like 200 feet. So it took me like around like 20 minutes to get up. I don't know why GPS was not working from there. I knew now. I mean, why it's not working? I mean, it's something like that. I mean, so from there to Summit, I saw the Summit first time, and I felt so much energized that, oh, I have to go there. I have to take it all the way up, and it took almost like 20 minutes. We were there around 6:30, after the little bit sunrise, and So I asked my Sherpa that I want to see the Nepal from the summit first, not the Tibet side. So he told me to look up the Nepal side first. I stand on the top, look at the Nepal side first, and it was so amazing that from the top of the world. You are looking at down, everything looks, so smaller. Even, Lhotse mountain looks smaller there, Makalu, all those mountains look so small from there. And it was cloudy at the bottom, and then you can see the mountains, mountains trying to look up you from the cloud or something like that. It's like heaven. We have seen in the TV like heaven, heaven. If you see heaven, like cloudy and then mountains or something like that, it's like the heaven from there. So I literally cried there for some time, and when my Sherpa said, can I take a video or something like that, and I wanted to thank all of you from there from the top. All my friends, especially from my Denver friends and all over the friends, all friends from all over so I literally cried. I think all of you guys saw my video, but it was, I don't know how I cried, but everyone is saying that I don't know how you cried. It's so hard to breathe here. Even talk. I don't know how you cried. I don't know how you cried. I literally cried there, and then so we stayed there like 10 to, I think around like 15 to 16 minutes, and Sherpa said we have to get down because we don't want to spend here more time because of the oxygen. We don't want to, finish our oxygen here. So we descended from there, and only thing to remember is, most of the people died when they are descending. So that bothered me a lot. I thought, yeah, you are in the summit, but what if something wrong happened? So I was so focused. I was thinking my wife all the time. I have to go and see her. Yeah. I have to see her. I have to be live. I have to go and see my kids. No, really, I was thinking that. I was just, every time if something happened, and other thing was, I was not sleeping whole nights, right? I was sleepy. Sometimes you feel that like that. Oh, you have to be focused. So most of the people die like that. They lose the control, or they lose. They stay more time on the summit, and their mind doesn't work or something like that. So I was so focused. I was remembering her all the time. And we came to Camp 4, rested, and Camp 2 next day, and base camp another day, and so whole journey from summit to EBC was so dangerous, and so I was so nervous because most of the people died because on the descent. So I knew that, and I was thinking the same thing. What if I sleep on the ice fall? What if I'm losing my control on nearby the Hillary step or balcony? So I was so scared on the Camp 4. What if I'm just sleeping whole nights or something like that and never wake up in the morning? So I didn't sleep whole night on the Camp 4, and I only slept on the Camp 2 because Camp 2 is a little bit safer. You don't need to have oxygen on Camp 2. From Camp 2 to base camp, you have to go through the Khumbu ice fall again, and Khumbu ice fall is so fragile that so if you guys know that Khumbu ice fall is a glacier, and it moves 3 to 5 feet in a day. And anything can happen. The way you made it while you're coming up is not there anymore. So you have to make the other way. or the ice fall doctor makes the other way. So when you're descending, the trail which we came before was not there. The ladder which we climbed before was not there, like that. So it's so fragile. It's like the glass. If something really happen there, it will crack. Or the ice fall, the big ice fall is like bigger than this house or something like that, and you never know what on the top of this house, and if something falls from there on your head, you're gone, right? So the summit is for me, summit is 10%. but everything is like so dangerous to survive, and to get to the base camp is so fragile. I mean, a lot of people die in the Khumbu ice fall and all those things. So I was so scared, and thank God I was in ABC in 3 days, and took one more extra day rest there, and then took heli to Lukla, and in 2 days I was in Kathmandu on the May 21st, and you guys saw, I mean, traffic jam on the Mount Everest. I mean, all over the internet, and everything was viral. But I was already in the Kathmandu on the 21st. I was so fortunate that, I mean, we took little bit risks to go to the summit on the first window. And I didn't have to be on the traffic jam, and a lot of people are worried about my traffic jam or something like that. But I never had to be on the traffic jam. We had little bit jam on while we're descending, but it was like 10 to 15 minutes, so that's normal. But versus, I mean, 3 to 4 hours traffic jam. So I was so lucky, and again, I would like to thank everyone who supported me, who helped me, and wish me, I mean, good luck, and tracking me all the time. And yeah, thank you everyone. And so if you have any question, I mean, I'd like to answer it. But I mean, the summit, the Everest summit is a journey for me. It took me like 9 to 10 years. And I'd like to add one more thing is, I mean, there is nothing impossible in the world if you plan, if you work hard, if you, I mean, keep working on towards it. And making it happen is not easy, but I mean, if you keep working, doesn't matter how long does it take. It took me like almost 10 years to get it done, but I mean, I did it because of you guys. And so if you plan good and keep working on it, nothing is impossible in the world.